If you're looking for a way to make a little money on the side, but you don't have a lot of time to contribute to that, consider a side hustle that meets hospitality. Come on over.
Making guests feel welcome, one home at a time.
If you like to host parties, events, and you have a lot of dishware, glassware, glass dishes, platters, tablecloths, just on hand, you could probably rent those for a side hustle. Now, hear me out here. I do like to collect. I'm always collecting because I like to throw parties and I like things to match or at least be similar. So I go out of my way to hunt down collections of things. And let's see what those are worth. Well, I collect glassware. Now, I work in the catering business with a sommelier, so there's a certain glass for a certain kind of wine or liquor or champagne, and so we have to have that glassware. And often people do not already have that, so we rent it out. So we might rent a red wine glass, a white wine glass, often a champagne glass. And knowing that we do that, I started collecting. So I already had these, and they came in this box, and this is important. If you're going to rent it out, you're going to need to be able to put your glass in a box to protect it. So if this is something you're interested in, keep the box. Your husbands, your wives will be thrilled. Not. Now, I also heard that a restaurant was going out of business. It's called Table 3, and we're going to zoom in on this so you can see it. It's etched with the restaurant name. And this is important because it says table line 3, and that line is a 6-ounce pour. And that's what you serve at a party. So I went and bought out their stock. Here's one of the boxes, and we can now rent that out. So you're probably thinking, well, what would that cost? 70 cents to $1 per piece per day. That's right. You could be making a lot of money just from your glassware. Now you have to be able to let that glassware go. For instance, if you're not working the party, something may break, crack, chip, shatter, then you're out that glass. You can charge an additional fee for that. So collect your glassware, keep the boxes, be prepared to rent it out. Second, more glassware. I have a vast, and I mean vast, collection of luncheon plates. Now, if you have a grandmother who liked to have little teas or coffees, she may have luncheon plates. Now, I have glass luncheon plates in many different shapes. This is a snowflake, so this would be a Christmas luncheon plate shaped like a guitar pick. Love it. And on each of these is a little spot to put the cup. There's actually a little ring, and it sits on there, and you can walk around and it doesn't move out of its little ring. This can be a punch cup, a coffee cup, a tea cup. It could be anything you want it to be right here on the plate. There are many different shapes and sizes. Perhaps my favorite one is this sunflower. I love this little guy, and I have a vast collection of those. I find them at estate sales, at flea markets, at little shops along the side of the road. They're pennies to collect. But then you can also collect rectangular ones, and I have many different kinds of these. These are very popular. And then I actually have one that has 2 different sizes going on one plate. Isn't that just the coolest? I love this little guy. I'm always looking for more of these. And so you could have your little dessert here, your regular food here. They're not touching, they're a little ridge. Love it. So you're thinking, who would want those? You would be shocked. I have rented these out for wedding receptions, for engagement brunches, for baby showers. One time, it was someone who just wanted to elevate whatever party they were having. It might even have been a book club. So what do these go for? Well, they can go for 75 cents to $1 a day per piece. So I have more than 50 of these. You do the math.
Math, 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 math.
$50 a day just to let somebody else take my glassware. And these are all dishwasher friendly, so they can wash them for you, return them back in the box, done. You do have to have paper or some sort of bubble wrap to put in between them to keep them safe, but these are pretty heavy. Like, I'm not gonna slam it down onto the counter because that would shatter it because it's glass, but I can put that down very easily. It's not as fragile as, say, glassware. All right, let's move on to platters. Now, as I said, we do a lot of catering, and most people do not have enough platters. They may have 1 or 2 platters, but we're serving many things. And if it's more of a reception, we're walking around with platters of food. So if you're interested in this, try to find something with handles. I particularly love this one. I have a larger square one also with handles. If you're not serving and someone else is serving, this really helps them keep a good grip on this when someone reaches in quickly to grab something and you're, wow, you don't want that. So see if you can find handles. I think I got this at Home Goods for, I don't know, less than $10. In fact, I got all of these at Home Goods, and that's my #1 place to shop for platters. And I particularly like it when they come in sets. So here's another oval platter, no handles, it's fine. But look at these fluted ones. Aren't these gorgeous? I have 4 of these, and under here, I have 4 of these. So if it matters that they match, you can get sets of them. If it doesn't matter, just get what you can find. Now, these are ceramic, so they're pretty hardy, pretty durable. I also have glass ones that I'm pretty picky about if I rent those out. But you might be wondering, well, what would it cost for that? It would be $4 to $6 per platter per day. So you have 10 platters, $6 a platter, you do the math.
Stop doing math!
That's an easy $60 for that day. They can go in the dishwasher, depending on the size of the dishwasher. They clean up by hand really easily. You just need to be careful again. Paper or bubble wrap in between them when you pack them up. Now, something you may have inherited that you would never think about renting out, and that is tablecloths. Now, I have, as you can probably imagine, a vast collection of linen tablecloths. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I have pink and white. I have, oh, this one has its own napkins matching. I have more of a crew tan beige. And of course, I have a huge collection of different sizes, different shapes of just plain white linen tablecloths. Now you may be wondering, who would want a linen tablecloth? I'll tell you, fancy people. They don't want the polyester tablecloth. They don't want that black, ubiquitous, polyester, feels strange, slippery tablecloth. They want real tablecloths. Now, you can't be emotionally attached to these tablecloths and these napkins if you're going to rent them out, because people are going to spill food on them. Women are going to wipe their lipstick on them. If you know how to function within that with your cleaning supplies, it doesn't matter. But you want this returned unwashed to you. They could be treated just with some water, but unwashed, because you know how to function with that. So you might be thinking, well, is it worth it to rent out my beautiful tablecloths? Is it worth $15 to $30 a day per tablecloth? I think so. I rented out every one of my white linen tablecloths to someone who also wanted the luncheon plates, and they returned everything cleaned, ironed, and hanging on the hangers. It was the best rental ever. I thoroughly enjoyed sending them out, and they came back in exact condition as they left. So, do you have to rent a van and buy a mower and do all this prep and spending for a side hustle? No, you can make a side hustle out of something you already have, and you can do that through hospitality.
This book can help you turn your hobby into a paycheck.
My mic is on.
I hear her.
Okay, because I didn't turn it on.
Oh.
Did someone turn it on? I didn't turn it on. Did someone turn it on? Consider a side hustle that meets hospitality. And I bumped that glass. If you're looking for a Keanu, I almost said. Okay. If you're looking for a Keanu, he's taken. He's taken.
Come on over. Now go make someone feel special today.